was a birthday gift of a Mexican Santa Costa with a saint on. I will play along to all my young baddest records.
Oh.
How's everybody doing? I got Paul with me today.
Hello.
Been a while since his face.
It's been like a year or two or something.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've actually done reviews. I keep saying, oh, I'll start doing more, and then I don't. I actually have a few done. Haven't uploaded them yet. Maybe I'll upload them all at the same time. But last time Paul was here, I think we did an Off With Their Heads record, and that was before their last album came out.
How are the kids?
We might. How's everybody doing?
All right.
Anyway, thing that we're bringing up today, we've never done an Against Me album. And collectively, it's everybody in our group of friends' favorite bands.
So we were going to do all the EPs together, or one at a time, and then link those together. But we have the famous Reinventing Axl Rose, the first LP.
And many people's favorite.
And
with good reason.
Even the people who have written off the band still love this one.
Pretty much. I'm ashamed to say it was probably, I think it was maybe the second to last vinyl record I ever bought from the band, because for whatever reason I just never got to it. But I do have every one now at Several White Crosses. I actually bought this one from her wife in person and took a picture with her. Very, very nice one. But this is probably the 23rd pressing or something.
New York?
It was in New York after we saw them with the Menzingers. This is a, I don't know what color you'd call that. It's like an orange, like half pink, half orange vinyl split. So we still have no idea. Banner, there's a little silly face thing, but no special, nothing special about it. But the fact that it is, I don't know what pressing, and there is this on it, and there's the download code that just fell in Paul's lap, and there's a poster, and the stuff you find inside the CD of the record previously, I'm sure. I don't know.
Type this if you can read it.
Yeah, steal my copy of a CD that you probably already have, and if you don't, you're making a mistake. But anyway,
and we're about to tell you why that's a mistake. So,
anyway,
alright.
So that's all the fun stuff you get that comes with the record.
That's
just goes back in, whatever.
Totally.
Anyway, yeah, this is Against Me's first album. It was released in 2002, I think, around that time. So it's over 10 years old, which is insane to think how much the band lineup has changed and how much they've changed in style since then. But here it is, the debut album from Against Me. And why don't we just start about the songs? It starts out with the anthem. Well, every song on this record visually is an anthem, but Finds Against Make You Strong. That song is so powerful. The lyrics are so great, and from a young Laura Jane Grace's mind, I couldn't believe that like a 17-year-old, 18-year-old wrote those lyrics.
And one of the things you've said about this song contains one of the most honest lines
I've never heard
in their history, or any song.
History, which is, I swear to God, I love you forever. Something about when you hear that, it overpowers every stupid metaphor you've ever heard, and you realize that music really just needs to be simple sometimes.
And I feel like that's how we feel about the band.
About music,
because they've done a lot of things that sometimes we didn't agree with at first, and you know, this unconditional love of sticking with them no matter what.
Absolutely. Politics of Starving, a very fast, aggressive, you know, anarchistic, you know, political song, which they kind of steer away from in the last few years, but that's a song like that just screams to me vintage Against Me. That's what I love about it.
We Laugh at Danger and Break All the Rules.
Love that song title, and I love how you can just tell how little they gave a fuck at this point in their career, because their friends are just laughing in the background in the middle of recording what would be one of the greatest records of the decade.
I mean, I do think if this album flows together in a weird way, because, you know, you hear a song like this and wouldn't expect it to be the third track, you know, with Politics of Starving in the middle. You'd think that would be like second to last, or like a perfect closer, because they've closed many a set with that song. And so you get the kids singing along.
And it's just got one of the best
sing-along.
I can't, it's been a couple times for me, but it's got the most perfect sing-along chorus maybe of any of the Against Me songs, and that's why it's so great, just singing that part along. I Still Love You, Julie. Great, great song. Again, great lyrics. This whole album is just loaded with some of the best lines from her songwriting ever. Is still, even at that young age.
I met a girl named Julie at Pearl Street 3 years ago, and if she's watching this, I'm still around. I don't know if she's like in the area or alive.
Scream
but
Until You're Coughing Up Blood. Great song title for a song that is probably my second least favorite song on the record. It's a good song, but it's not one of my favorites. This album is very raw, as many people already know already. It's Against Me, Vintage Against Me, which at the time they were one of those raw bands in punk rock, and they had nothing when they recorded this. And then, you know, and Jordan's First Choice is the first one on side 2, my least favorite track in the album. But then I think the back half of this album really just reels you in as to how great it is. You have those Anarcho-Puncture Mysterious, which is such a great song. I love the flow of the song. It's so good. Lyrics, again, so good. The guitar parts in it are really fun. I just love everything about it.
Reinventing Axl Rose, if you know you're in an underground band or just a fan of the scene going out every Friday, Saturday night, this is the anthem of what you want the bands to be about, or what they used to be about. You know, maybe why you hate the scene, because it's been overrun by people who don't care anymore.
I mean, that song has basically, you know, been written so many times in different ways of, I just want a band that goes out for it and doesn't care about money. They just want everything to be perfect for the scene. And, you know, we want a band that plays loud and hard every night. We travel 1 million miles for nothing but a plate of food and a place to rest. And it's just like, you can remember when you first started.
Who has the same passion that we do, that why we go. And they give as much as, you know, we give.
Baby, I'm an Anarchist. Even if you're not an Against Me's fan, you know this song. It's an anthem of punk. It's an anthem of anarchists. Yes. And at the time of hearing it for the first time for me, it was just such a great song. It still is such a great song. And to this day, Laura plays it live, and it's just such a great moment to hear it. We saw her play in Boston, and I saw her play in Providence with a few friends too. And still, they closed with that song. She closed with that song. I mean, it's, what, 12 years later, and they're still playing that song?
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing to me that that song has maintained its relevance.
And a lot of songs have stayed in the set list, but this is the one that's always been there.
There's no way you're ever gonna be able to play that song. The whole room isn't gonna be into it. If you're an Against Me fan, you know that song. Like I said, if you're not an Against Me fan, if you just
it's great to post the lyrics to this song on whatever social media, and you know, have, like, especially the chorus, and all these conservative douchebags like the post and be like, no, this song's calling you out too. So like, come on.
Walking Is Still On. That's a song that I've actually heard her say she wrote when she was 17 and still loves playing it. And
a lot of chord changes. A lot of fun to play on any instrument, really.
That's why we keep him around. I'm not a musician, he is, so he's the one who can talk about the technical aspects of everything. But to this day, it's still a great song, and I'll never forget the first time I ever heard it live, and even in studio, and it's just like, wow, everything about that song is perfect. It might be my favorite Against Me song ever. It's my favorite song on the record, and it's just so good. And, the last song is 8 Full Hours of Sleep, and Against Me did what they did a lot of times and just throw you a curveball for the last song that has nothing to do with or sound like anything else. There's a xylophone in the last song, a xylophone in a punk record.
And a lot of times you couldn't close with a song like this, you know, something just this slow. I think we were just talking about this, the Replacements did it, and Tim. I don't even know if that's true, but I'm going to say that anyway. With Here Comes the Regular.
I think that was Tim. It was either Tim or the one before Tim. Or the one after Tim.
I don't give a fuck if it's not true.
I think that's true. Right. But anyway, the point is, you know, it was a bold move, and I guess it worked out because that song is great. And
they don't play it live, but
Pat saw her do it on the revival tour. But that's not the only time we'll ever get to hear it. But yep, that's the whole
record. It's like
record.
the one friend who heard Shit Stroll.
And what is that one friend? Yeah. 11 songs. And
the lore behind this cover.
No, I think we'll save that for another one. That'll be a side note. I don't think that needs to be mentioned. Anyway, we're rambling on. I'm trying to keep them shorter these days. So, Against Me is Reinventing Axl Rose. No Idea record from 2002. I'd give it a 10 out of 10, and definitely say buy it on vinyl. If you're an Against Me fan, you'll love this. And if you haven't checked out this record, at least give it a fair shake because it's such a great album. Especially if you like folk punk, especially if you're into political punk rock. At the time, there was never a better record, and to me, they're still the greatest band in the world.
And our rating?
You please search Ranger.
All right.
Just give it a 10.
All right.
Buy it on vinyl.
I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. There's maybe 2 songs I don't really care for, but overall, as the messages and the songs that
Still a
I
record
do
you
like
can play.
is something that's going to stick with me for a long time. So it's 10 out of 10.
One of the best records, maybe one of the top 20 greatest albums ever written. In my opinion. 10 out of 10. Buy it. Just buy it now. Support this band. Support everything they've been through. Because, you know, right now things are really looking difficult for the band, and I hope they stick together. Because the world's going to lose a really great band if that band breaks up. But support Laura and support all that she's done. And I can't wait to see what happens in the future with her and for everybody else who's in the band. And go check out James Bowman's new band.
Also, if you got a chance, you should subscribe to the
Andrew
No
Stewart,
Idea
Andrew
mailing
Stewart.
list and see all the new releases they've got out.
I said James Bowman's new band. I meant Andrew Stewart. He has a new band out. Just check them out. I don't know what they're called, but if you Google Andrew Stewart new band, even though he doesn't play on this, they're actually pretty okay. All right, thank you. Army Bulldog signing off. Pinks, thank you. Paul, thanks for being here, man.
Later.
Take it easy.